Go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Thursday, November 2nd, 2023, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or whatever time it happens to be where you are because you're watching us right now. We so much appreciate each and every one of you joining us. We are glad to have you with us. And before we get started, just a reminder that if you would like to share, have a breakthrough with Robert. Very, very simple to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see us all here. And if you see a reactions button on the bottom, click on that and then click Save Chat. If it's not on the bottom, then click on the More, 3 dots that's there at the bottom as well, and then click on Reactions and then click Raise Hand. On either way, as long as you click Raise Hand, your hand will go up. We will call on you to share a breakthrough. Also, if you are watching either on YouTube or Zoom, and you want us to ask the question on your behalf, just go ahead and submit them in the chat. If you're watching us on YouTube, let's see. Looks like I've got to redo that and there it is. I'm putting in the Zoom link to our Facebook. Why am I continually saying Facebook? I
Got
don't
Facebook
know.
on the mind. Team Blue.
I guess so. The Zoom link is in YouTube, or should I say YouTube? Okay. Now that that's all squared away, it's got to be because it's November. It's November 2nd, and we're starting the new month, so we're going to start fresh right now. And you know what? Before I continue, Robert, somebody asked a question in the chat, and if I hope you don't mind my answering Anthony Lombardi's question. Did you get the role, Craig? Unfortunately, I did not. That is why I am now clean shaven. I was auditioning for the role of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol at a local theater. You know what? It's up to the director, and they have to make sure. And this is where something that we have to think about even here as part of Inner Circle, and when we go out and do our regular business. It's up to you to decide on who you think is going to be the best representative of whatever it is that you do, and who you want to work with, and do those people fit your vision? Okay, and it goes to Robert's sorting. You got to sort the people to make sure that these are the people that you want to use and who look good in your eyes. Obviously, according to the director, even though I felt I did a great job, and the Scrooge who I worked with in the audition felt I should have got it, they were surprised, meaning the Marley role part, because I auditioned for both Scrooge and Marley. They thought otherwise. The director thought otherwise. So, onward and upward. We move forward. And I have to
It's like,
say,
what's the director's name? No, I'm just kidding.
But I do want to say thank you so very, very much for all of your support. It really means and meant a lot. And I love each and every one of you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. That being said, and thank you very much for letting me take a couple minutes to get that out of the way. Let's get our inner circle started, okay? And of course, who is the gentleman that we have to, or not say that we have to, who's the gentleman that we want to work with? We want to have help us get through and make our breakthroughs with none other than Mr. Robert Hollis.
Greg, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you, the hostess again with the mostess, and Matt. Thanks for doing all this stuff, and thanks to each and every one of you. I'm very grateful for you, whether you're watching this live or recorded, because doing an inner circle to myself would not be fun. It might be it might be more productive. No, I'm joking, but me giving a pep talk to myself, yeah, that'd be pretty hilarious. And one of the things I wanted to share with each and every one of you is that let me share my screen here. Now I'll tell you in a second why I'm sort of scared to share this with you guys, but our truly hemp does work was number one. So that means that Coach Bob, 853 new enrollments and almost 70,000 in volume, 6,537. If you guys don't know who this person is, this is, I believe, Barb Miller or Judy Stallings. And then, of course, this one. But I just wanted to, congratulate Bob. I thought it was pretty cool. I was in the back getting ready, and all of a sudden they started talking about the top and rollers, and I looked up on a screen, and that's why I got that M2 PGM in there, because I was actually getting mic'd up when I took that picture. So congratulations, Bob. And like I said, I'm sort of scared. I'm sort of scared to give him so much praise and recognition, because then you guys will just stop what you're doing and do what Bob does. and I think I never even thought of that, Bob. You could actually do a video for people that say, hey, can you teach me what you're doing? You could do a video teaching them why they shouldn't go that direction. But I'm still proud of you. I'm still super, super proud of you. And yeah, you got any words?
Oh, thanks so much, Robert. Yeah, I mean, it's hard doing what I do, but I'm training, and that's why I don't have too many affiliates.
Right.
Now I'm trying to train them the way and now I've just got. I'm picking up now. I'm picking up, the ball, but it's difficult. A
Yeah.
lot of involved.
I got a couple of quick questions for you. I said you could do a video, but we're recording it here. How much money and real time have you spent in the funnel world or the online world before you even got involved in MDC?
Oh, I was in other programs well before, So, yeah, about 25 years, and none of them really stuck. Kind of like you know what I mean?
Right.
Things happen and you leave. And then to be honest with you, over the past year and a half, everything kind of turned around. People are really looking for our products. And if people don't look for it, our CBD oil, pet, we've got a good, people have a good, the word's been passed around. We have good products.
Okay.
So people are searching for the hemp products and the Fuel Factor X. Well, that. Out there. So, and that just accelerated my business, because I could get up there in the search engines for all those terms, and if no one's looking for it, I'm not going to make it. But now with that, you're helping me out. As long as you stick with the system that you're teaching, I'm going to get those affiliates.
I know you are. There's no doubt in my mind when this clicks for you, and you realize that finding people and running them through the system that you do to get them to become an affiliate and duplicate, when you got that down, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to be on top of the leaderboards. The money is just going to be radically freaking different.
Right. But I think anyone can do it here. You just gotta
stick
with your plan. You've done it, so
yeah, I do too. So again, thank you, Bob. I really, really appreciate you.
I do. I love and appreciate you, and it really made a difference moving over to this group when I was in errands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think you just teach us to be good affiliates or good people.
Yeah.
And I read the book, and I'm so much better. I meditate. I do that 6-phase meditation in the morning. I'm good to go. I'm just better. My overall life is better.
Well,
being a part of this group, and I really appreciate that. And I'm reading through your books now. So
awesome. Well, that's great, man. I'm looking forward, because when you get into that mentality of taking someone like Joshua Daramella and actually changing his life and his legacy and his family tree.
Oh,
That is like things that I'm constantly focused on. So again, thank you, Bob. And
but
what I'll do is I'll continue. There's some other things that if some of you guys' questions, for today is about what happened at the convention, I'm totally okay with that. I am one of those guys that really live in the moment. I really live in the moment. So a lot of people are always like, well, can you cover everything that you've seen in 3 days? And no. Like, get your ass to the event. You know what I mean? And but the highlights, of course, I had a lot of people. I did the theoretical example. I'm going to do it for you guys as soon as I get the slides back. But I'm going to do a video that's just me. I attempted something at the convention that I've never done before. And that's not only going through a theoretical, but I talked to the audience like I was talking to one person. So some of the people that came to me afterwards and went, wow, if you did a theoretical properly to a new person, they would be excited and give you everyone they know. And I was like, that's my trick. is getting people to dream. And so so I got a lot of good feedback on that. And then of course I thought I'd never, ever, ever be at a seminar or an event and see people step on stage with these plastic things that had joints in them and passing it out to the crowd. That was very, 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 very unique. It was like I was like in a twilight zone.
I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah, and Terry liked the product. I know there's some other people here that were there that tried the product. I'm not a partaker, so I would just I got to get over my thoughts about it. Because the times that I've tried it, I just, am telling everyone I had a great life and I know I'm going to die. So it's weird for me. It's really weird for me. But a lot of people said, and people say, is it like pot? I think it'd be the best way to explain it is the way Jen explains it, Bob. What it is there's a CBDA that they discovered in the hemp product, not the marijuana product. And that product is what they extracted and putting in the new CBDA oil. So they're saying that 2 drops of that oil is like 1,000 times better than the CBD we already market. So when they figured out this compound inside the hemp, then what they discovered is that when it's lit on fire, it has that look at Katie. It's got that
psychoactive.
Yeah, look at
effect.
Dee Dee. So there's probably some people on here that have partaked in the past, and then they tried to on this stuff and said, "Hey, and I don't know the prices, but people are telling me that the prices are unbelievable. I guess for 5 joints, make sure.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where you live too, like at that. Especially, I mean, some people can't get it at all.
Right.
So not only it being at the price that it's at, but me, I live in California. The taxes on that stuff out here are insane. So I really think I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried it yet. I would have if I was there, but I'm excited to try it myself. So,
so anyone that would like to make a statement about it, because we have some inner circle people here that were at the convention. I got to spend some time with them and mess my shoulder up from hugging everybody. So yeah, it was like, all right. So anybody want to make any talks about it? So,
well, I know Jerome has his hand up, but Jerome,
Okay.
Is it related to the convention as well, since we're on that topic right now?
Jerome was there, so
Yeah, well, Um, I have that, and then I have an announcement, but I'll let everybody else go. So,
Okay.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
what I
it's
was thinking,
all,
Jerome. Nothing
but
personal.
huh?
Nothing personal. That's what I was thinking is let's, since Robert has actually broached that part of it, that subject, let's, come back to you if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. No. No problem. It was everything's awesome, but I'll wait.
Okay, Dee Dee, is that this? Are you gonna chime
Katie's
in with
screaming.
Robert?
Katie's screaming.
Sandy
Well,
has a
Yes.
great testimony. She's the perfect testimony because she didn't know what the hell she was doing. She's like our average customer. So Sandy, sorry, I
Beautiful.
put you on spot. Let's go.
free for all. Why not?
So I do not do that. I used to when I was younger, but I have not done it for, I don't know, 33 years. It's how I found out I was pregnant for my youngest one. And so, when they were passing them out on stage, I had to show that I bought a ticket right away and I got it. So I did bring it home, and you can see there's still a whole bunch left in there, but I did try it. And I personally don't think that it stinks. I think it has a very good flavor. And my husband asked me if I got high off of it, and I told him I don't think I did, although I did sit at my computer all day long and I don't remember what I did. So
You were getting new affiliates,
I
actually.
was
Okay.
getting new affiliates actually.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, Sandy. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best testimonials anyway.
Well, and I said, okay, I have to do a reel on this now, so I did.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Katie, anything from you?
Not about the pre-rolls.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
I think Shauna and Dee Dee have their hands up. So
Okay.
Dee Dee was first. Dee Dee, why don't you go ahead and share with us on that?
So I tried to get one there. I wasn't able to get it.
But I will tell you that Candace and several of her leaders, more than me, did try it, and they told me it's kind of up and then not down like you're coming down, but just you relax and then you're up again on the high. I'm like Robert, I don't really partake, but I have a rule that I try everything from MDC. This is how I started drinking coffee in 2020 because I tried the CBD coffee. So I did order right away so I can get the t-shirt, and I will be able to tell you in the next few days
Okay.
my own personal
Perfect.
experience.
Okay, thank you, Dee Dee. And Shauna, I know you had your hand raised on that, so why don't you go ahead, open up, and share with us?
Okay, so I'll let you guys know I have never smoked anything in my life. Kevin has, and that was kind of funny because he actually he was teaching me and Lori what we needed to do. Because it ended up being like, it was kind of funny. We were all sitting in like the smoking section by our hotel. Everybody else had left, but Kevin was finishing a cigarette. And a couple of people went by that I had recognized. So I was just like, MDC. And they're like, oh, are you guys smoking the pre-roll? And I'm like, no, I didn't get one. And they're like, well, we can't take it on the plane. So here. So they gave us what was left. I did 3 hits off of it. And it took about a half hour to kick in. And then going up the elevator, I got the giggles. And then we went back to the room and we were packing because we were leaving the next day. And then it kind of like, it wore off on me, but I slept really good. And that was saying something because our hotel beds were absolutely horrible. I could not sleep like that whole time. So it helped me sleep that night with not anything, not feeling bad or anything like the next day. But
Terry was out too, man. Terry said that she really liked it, and so hey, she liked the CBD from HempWorks when he started 5 years and 7 months ago, or 4 years and 5 years and 7 months ago. So
the deltas, she loves the deltas.
Yeah, so
it kind of gave me a little bit of like Delta 8s.
Mhm.
I can't take a whole one of those; it messes me up. So it kind of gave me a little bit of that feeling, but the giggles. And I want to tell you, like, I was like, oh, because when you smell it, it smells skunky. And I'm like,
It smells like weed.
But yeah. And yeah, I'm like, but the taste, like Sandy said, the taste wasn't bad.
Wow.
So
Thank you for trying it, Shauna. Thanks for putting yourself out there too. Like, I think it's really fun too that you got to have that experience with everybody. Like, I think that's one of the cool things about this product is I feel like a lot of people are going to be trying it for the first time, and then a lot of that stigma about it is going to go away, because what's so cool about it is if you've drank and been drunk and then fallen asleep, it sucks. And if you smoke and fall asleep, you have like some of the best sleeps of your life. So it's like, it's a total different feeling. And I'm a huge advocate and fan for it because it's such a relaxant, right? It just feels like at the end of the day or at the end of a hard week or whatever, just having that there allows you to just decompress, but not be like destroying your body in the process with alcohol or anything else.
Right.
On the other hand, they
told
announced
Kevin I wouldn't mind having it, like having him here when I'm home alone with my teenager, you know, just to like chill out some days.
Yeah. It's going to be, I see, you know, Bob posted, you know, what can you post on Facebook? I don't know. I don't know.
I would be very careful with that one. And with the NFT wine, there's a lot of, I've done a lot of Facebook advertising and marketing. They're very, very kind of like, but you might get suspended if you talk about drugs and alcohol.
You know, it's like they make up their
On the other hand, YouTube doesn't care. You can smoke openly on YouTube or do whatever you want. So don't worry about YouTube.
Right.
And I did, by the way, post the Jenna video in both chats.
So, thank you.
Yeah. So take a look at it. It's kind of interesting to watch and to get her take on everything, because she takes it from, well, obviously from not just the owner point of view, but the fact that she enjoys it. And it might help people understand how that goes. And I heard somebody else wanted to speak, so go ahead.
Oh, it was me. Just a quick thing, because like Jenna's video was really good. But then she kind of clarified some stuff in her Telegram that the CBDA, the oil, can test on drug test. They're looking at making a broad spectrum, but in her video, I think she says that it won't. And then she kind of clarified on her Telegram. So just in case anybody has to worry about drug testing, because Kevin was excited that he could try it. Now he's got to wait for broad spectrum.
Thank you for sharing that, Shauna. That is actually a very, very big deal. So definitely think about it before you try it.
Especially if you're in a government position or something like FAA, or, you know,
you work for a school, things like that. Yeah,
Yes.
I have a friend that can't anymore at all because he works for a school and they test randomly. So
yeah. So
okay. Yeah, very good. All right, let's go into the questions. I appreciate you guys, and it was great seeing you guys there and getting to spend some time with you. So let's go into the questions with Jerome.
Okay, and before Jerome, I just wanted to mention Robert posted Jenna's Telegram in the Zoom chat. I will go ahead and put that in the YouTube chat once we get things rolling. So, Jerome, thank you so much for your patience. Let's get going with you, man. Open up and share, please.
No problem. No problem. First of all, I'm going to be ordering those smokes, but what I'm going to be doing is most likely grinding them up and putting it in my vape. I have a electronic vape that I do because it helps calm the nerves, you know, for the multiple sclerosis. So
you're a professional,
huh?
So you're a professional.
I've been doing it for years. Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Jerome.
medically, yes, absolutely. I don't take a lot of pills, so I don't take a lot of pills.
I was joking. I
know. I'm just. We're vibing, you know what I'm saying? I love the scene, you know. So no, first of all, Robert and everybody, hello family, by the way. Robert, you preach, man. You were like a preacher. I love sitting with the old snap people because they and I love sitting with, of course, our inner circle family too. But the old snap people they'd be cutting it up.
Yep.
and they're hilarious. So uh, every live event I'm going to, I plan on sitting with them and also with you guys too, because we all vibe it up. So I really don't have a question, but I do have an announcement. So Malik and I have been we've been working on the next t-shirts, and I
Okay.
wanted to get everybody's opinion. So my next t-shirt that I've ordered already, which I'm gonna try, is strictly for the inner circle t-shirt. It has the my idea is it has the huge inner circle logo, and it's gonna be in the front. And so I'm not gonna wear it unless we're doing inner circle Zooms or what have you. So I wanted to get everybody's opinion, and once I get the shirt, I'm gonna wear it and then show everybody. And then if you're interested, as we did with the "Are You Kidding Me" t-shirts, then we can go ahead and get that, because the "Are You Kidding Me" t-shirts were a big hit. We had
I did a shout out. I did a shout out during my speech.
yeah, there were many people that came up and asked, where you get this shirt at? So I told them, and it was a big hit. So we're gonna move on to bigger and better things too. And he's also doing hoodies and long sleeve shirts as well. So that was my announcement.
Yeah,
And
if you need any, sorry to interrupt you, Jerome, but if you need any of those graphics or anything, I have all the high res ones. So anything from me, let me know.
cool. I'll do that. I did the inner circle one with the glossy. It was the metallic, the gold metallic one that's on the YouTube. So I was like,
Perfect.
I want that. That's what I want. So he's gonna hook it up, and then we're gonna get it together. So that's basically my announcement. So
Thank you, Jerome. I
Thank you,
really,
Jerome.
really appreciate you spearheading that, and all the people that participated. I just appreciate you guys so much for doing that.
no problem. Thank you, man.
Yeah, it was a blessing seeing you, Jerome.
It was a blessing seeing you too, Robert. Thank you. You and Terry. I got my hugs. I got my hugs from both of you, and it made my time. So thank you so much.
That is excellent. Okay, anybody else have any other questions?
I'm gonna broach a little subject here, or at least ask you a question, Robert. I know that you have said the steps to success. You are going to update it, but in the meantime, we use the current one, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any idea when the new steps to success would be available?
I think that it would have, I really truly believe it won't be until after the first of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did it at the beginning of last year. And what's really, really remarkable about that video is it's about ready to take second place as the most video that I have watched on my YouTube channel. So when something's working that well, replacing it might be a stupid idea, but I'll do like I did with the others. I'll just create another one. So a lot of people can see the documentation beats conversation videos or show me the money videos that I've done in the past. They're still on the channel. You know what I mean? So people get to see, each and every year that it just keeps jumping and jumping and jumping. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to check and make sure because why change something that works so well?
Right.
And
you guys really pay attention because there's a lot of videos that I'll be doing between now and the end of the year that I always get this way. I like right at the beginning, me going into the new year, I just do like an updated version of everything, really, everything that we're doing. So one of the things is another thing I can bring up that was a big hit. And you guys have seen me do this before, but at the event, I just said, listen, all we're doing is explaining to people that they have the power to move their buying power, and that, and it's sort of, I got to dovetail that on Leon basically did the stuff about the Zweigel Foundation. And he was just saying, listen, that there's this group of people that will do anything as long as they're involved in something that's mission driven. And we all know that to be true, right? And so if you're always talking in the language of there's a mission that we can all pull together with, and that we're going to move our buying power away from Walmart, Target, Costco, and Amazon to MDC, not only to make income, but to get our product for free and then eventually be in profit. So, I threw that in at the end of what I was talking about with the theoretical example. And it blew my mind that, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. I probably had at least 50 people said, I've never heard of that shift and getting people that are pissed off with Walmart, Target, Costco, and Amazon to get them to move some of their buying power, not only to help somebody else out, but eventually get their product for free. So the way that I said it is, if you shared your link enough, you eventually would make more than $200 making your product free, but it's actually putting $200 back into your budget. So how many people in the room right now would like me to add $200 to your budget a month? And there wasn't a hand that didn't go up. And so it's still mind-boggling for me that in a bad economy that people are not talking more about what a person can do to put extra 200 to 500, the magic of part-time. So that came across pretty cool, because there was a couple of people that Terry and I talked to that were big leaders, and they go, man, leading with products, that's not working for me. And I think that a lot of people will look at the pre-rolls, and it's going to be interesting that people that are partakers, that know a lot of partakers, that they're going to go out and their unrealistic expectations is that everyone that's a partaker is going to go, I'm in. I think it's going to be interesting to find out where people are like, well, I'll go back to sorting 101, because if you got a group of people that go, okay, Sandy, why don't you send me one first, and then once I try it, then maybe I'll think about buying them. You know what I mean? So now we're right back to, is giving away samples really duplicatable? In my opinion, no. Because the majority of the people won't buy just to give away samples. You know what I mean? So where's that group of people again? Where's that group of people again that you catch at the right place at the right time that goes, hey, I'll buy them and try them out. I never even thought about this. I don't know if our pre-rolls have a money back guarantee. It's like, hey, I want my money back. Well, didn't you like them? I don't remember.
They're all gone.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
That was always, for those of you that do partake, that was always my funny statement with Matt all the time was, do you guys realize the state of California is always going to be known as the state that this all started in, right? You know what I mean? That's the state where the hippies hang out. And I made the joke that for 21 years in a row, the marijuana legislation was 21 years. It took them to pass it in the state of California from the time that they became the first state to do medical. And I kept telling people all the time, the reason it took 21 years for it to pass is everybody the next day went, dude, was that yesterday? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that again this year. So that's my little joke to the partakers, which is always scared me. It's like, how do you blow off a couple of days or a week? I don't know why you do that. So there's my stupid nonsense on what I think it is. So
All right, we have two hands raised, Coach Bob and Katie. I'm going to get to you in just a minute. I have one more question for you, Robert.
Okay.
When do you think we will be able to watch, those of us who were not able to attend the Ascend, your presentation?
I actually requested it from Marco, the guy that runs the events, and he said what he's going to go through it and send it to me. So just keep it in your thoughts to get here. And I know the guy that that runs the seminars, Mark Cassetta. So Terry and I got a chance to have dinner with him on the last night there at Ruse or something at some really fancy Italian restaurant. So it was freaking amazing. It was really good. So I'm in with the in crowd, so I hope I get it right away.
I'm sure we're all waiting for that, and especially
Cool.
for those that went for the replay of it so that we have it in our records permanently. So awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, Coach Bob, Katie Sanders, you guys have your hands up, and thank you so much. Let's go ahead, start with Coach Bob. I saw him first. Katie, you're following up, and then I saw Dee Dee just put her hand up. So we got people with their hands up. We're going to go for it right now, Coach Bob.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. Love and appreciate you. The question is on your book. When that car fell on what do you think you would have still got into network marketing if that didn't happen?
Nope.
So there's no way you would have still been a mechanic.
No doubt in my mind.
Really? So that
Yeah, I was so again, Bob, I'm not money motivated. So if someone would have approached me saying, hey, I just met this guy that's got a $62,000 check, I would be, well, my mentor is Roger Penske and he's worth 4.2 billion. Who gives a shit what your guy making 62 grand? 9 months of not being able to pay for anything, it made me very open-minded.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I say sorting is so important, Bob. All of you, I know that you get caught up in the process and the rejection and people asking you for dates and people cross-pitching you. I know that sucks. If you could divorce yourself from the process and just understand that you're learning to connect with people that are wanting to connect and you're willing to go through the numbers, you'll find a Robert Hollis. There's no doubt in my mind. It's like God's not a discerner of persons, but what we do is we take rejection too personally. We overthink what we're doing. We won't be consistent with our message and willing to go through numbers. So we keep mixing up our question. I mean, a way that we connect with people. So there's not a doubt in my mind now that we got the CBDA oil and the CBDA pre-rolls, people are going to lose their fucking minds and go off on product, and they're going to do it for 30, 60, 90 days. And the worst thing that's going to happen to them is they are going to make money. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to make money. And then all of a sudden in the 4th and the 5th month, when things are not duplicating and their customers are not buying anymore, they're going to go, why in the hell does this keep happening to me? And then they'll come back to me and go, all right, this time I'm going to do it your way. And I go, now listen, this is like the 8th time that you told me that. And I get where the company, makes something like even brand bucks. It's easy to get unfocused just saying, hey, it's all about brand bucks, instead of, do you know anyone that needs to make some extra money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's because when you're, again, when you're trying to find the right people at the right time, when they go through the video sequence, Bob, they'll run over you to get the right information. They really, truly will.
But I think you got to catch them at the right time too. Like you said, like yourself, right? I mean, you said you would have never got into this.
Yeah. I say this, Bob, all the time. If anyone would approach me 6 months or a year prior to me actually getting hurt, not only was I making more money than I thought I could possibly make, but I was on a path straight to crew chief, man. I was on fire. I loved what I did. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in my mind that would make me think that I could go someplace else and get this kind of fulfillment. But at that time, it was all about me anyway. You know, I'm in my mid-20s, and it's about me kicking everyone's ass, me climbing the ladder faster than anyone. It was all about me. Like, you know, it's like I didn't really spend any time on my family side. I don't think that. Here's a crazy one. You know, Matt was not only not a twinkle in my eye, but I had absolutely no thoughts whatsoever in getting married and starting another family. Yeah. And so it was all that stuff happened for me. Stripped away my ego, stripped away my identity. You know, I felt so sorry for myself, Bob, that if someone would have called me at that time and said, well, what do you do for a living? My response would be, right now, fucking nothing. I didn't even identify myself as a mechanic anymore.
Wow.
So I was depressed, man. I was really, really down in the dumps and doing that isolation bullshit and chip on their shoulder, blaming the world. Why did this happen to me? And you know, that was a very, very deep and humbling time for me. It seemed to me to be, you guys always hear ups and downs, right? Since I got released from the penitentiary, I was on such a direct, you know, it straight up, man. You know, graduated top of my class in college, you know, had 75 job offers, picked the best one. They paid for me to move to California. I mean, I was on a career trajectory that was just freaking exactly what I intended it to be. And so van comes off a hoist. I try to stop it. It hyperextends my right knee and tears everything up. And I have a guy with a white coat on, an emergency, look at me right in the face. And he goes, you're never going to be a mechanic again. And I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, man. I was just like done. So it's like even interesting for me, Bob, that, you know, greatest miracle in the world. I always try to go back and look into my life and, you know, I just looked at the time that Sean Hennigan reached out to me as like a miracle of perfect timing, because I wasn't even humbled enough to, you know, be willing to ask for help from something higher, even though I didn't know exactly what it was. But I was really willing to surrender my life, do whatever I felt like the universe or God called me to do. And I wasn't questioning it at all. And I get to think that because I did such a scream out asking for help, if it wasn't Sean, it would have been somebody else. So that's always sort of blowing my mind. You know what I mean? That if Sean didn't have the courage, I'm not calling Bobby, you know, he'll probably come down my throat for some kind of legal pyramid thing. And you could tell that it was in his head because of the first words he said to me. He said, Bobby, how you doing? Ah, great. I lied to him. And then he said, have you ever heard of Amway? And I said, no. And he goes, well, it's something like that, but it's legal. But understand that opening statement meant nothing to me. There wasn't any reference. What is Amway? You could have just as well said, you know, have you ever seen a jackalope? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And so thank God that he didn't mess up and I was already previously involved in some kind of network marketing or company before, you know, where I didn't experience the right mentor and the right teaching. So I would have gone, oh, like Amway, screw off, you know. But then he said the right thing, which is I met this guy that he showed me his last month's check and it was 62,000. It was in an envelope with the company name on it and it was attached to the pay stub. And I was like, what? And he goes, oh yeah, you need no experience. This guy's going to teach you everything to make six figures. And I remember like it was yesterday and me saying, I want to meet this guy. I'll come pick you up. So when you play the what if game, it's like, if you would have called me sooner, while I was still believing that I was gonna, I actually got in trouble. I got in trouble from rehab, personal, was it physical
Therapy.
rehabilitation, because they were measuring my leg. And I didn't know why they were measuring my leg. And they told me that I should not be working my leg other than with them. And because they said you can't put too much strain on it. You know what I mean? You guys knew I messed up my shoulder. I have been off the rowing machine for a week because right before I left to go to Florida, Miami, I went 16 minutes, and the last 2 minutes I just pulled as hard as I could. And I re-injured my shoulder blade. And that's like, and I'm going like, what an idiot. I mean, really, honestly, what an idiot. It's like I could have just did it at a normal pace and never had to like give it a break. So we're weird, Bob. We do stupid stuff. But that was a great question. That was a
Good.
real
Yeah. One more. Do you still see the guys? And then just you can answer quick. Do you still see the guys that you used to be on the team? Because I know they came to your hospital, right? And then they gave you the book, Think and Grow Rich.
Right. No. The only time that I seen them, which was a really great time, is they were doing a Grand Prix in Detroit. They always do a Grand Prix in downtown Detroit, the Indy cars. And so I knew some people that got me in, and I was with Tony and Mike Koupas, which are dear friends of mine, and with some other people. That's what got me excited about doing the LCI thing. And I walked around the corner, and Roger Penske was there, and he looked at me right in the face, and he goes, Bobby. He came right over, and people are like, shit, you really know this guy, And that was really, really cool. And he also congratulated me when our LCI won the Michigan 500, because he owns that track. He owns the Michigan 500 track. Yeah. So that was they have my mentor come over and go, man, you put this deal together. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate
you.
Love and appreciate you. Yeah.
Love and appreciate you. You always ask great questions.
Thanks.
Bob, thank you so very much. Katie Sanders, time to open up and share with us.
Y'all, it's cold as fuck outside. That's all I know.
Well, and what are you drinking?
I'm drinking my seltzer water.
Which is cold too, right?
It makes me happy, Craig. It makes me happy.
Enough said.
There you go.
Two things. The first thing regarding the samples and the cannabis and the pre-rolls. I've been in this, it's professional women in cannabis group on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's about 3,000 women in there. So I've only dealt with the main administrator of the group, and I offered her if she would like to try a sample. She was like jumping over the moon. She's like, oh my God, here's my address. This would be awesome. There's so many medicinal benefits. This is, going to be amazing. So I got the shiny object thing going when it's like, ooh, a new product. I just want to market this product. So now I'm like, skirt. So when I send her the sample, there's 2 admins of the group that I'm going to send a pre-roll to. And then I'm just going to ask them, follow up with the question.
Bingo.
Who do you know that needs it? Because I was getting in my head about it. I'm like, oh, they're big kids. They're entrepreneurs. They're in the industry.
Yep.
But they probably need extra money too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. When you're going into that sampling, knowing that when you get on with them, that you're just saying, listen, here's what I would like you to do. You're the admin. This is your group. You become an affiliate for free. And then you're the one that's reaching out to everyone. See, as
Right.
soon as you start that leverage, Katie, as soon as you get somebody else that's actually doing the work for you, you're leveraging your time. And that's so it's not, hey, give me permission, or will you do a post so I can,
No, I just asked her, would you give me a testimony? Yeah, just me personally, a testimony.
Yeah.
Okay, that helps.
And then ask them very simply. Once they like it, you get a testimonial from them, then say, hey, now listen, do you know of anyone that would be interested in marketing this and making a shitload of money?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's when they get to sort themselves.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so my next thing, I have 127 affiliates in my organization in Nigeria and Kenya. I love my team members and they want to keep in touch all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I just have 127 affiliates. Like, I don't want to say no one is doing anything because that's negative, but it's just not popping off like it will be in the future.
Right.
So my question to you is, for my own time management, they'll keep in touch. They'll ask, how was your weekend? Like all the chit chatty.
Right.
I'm like, bro, what?
This is the way you got to do it, because I got a group of them as well, right? Yeah. Is whatever their hang up is, go directly to it and then just revert back to next steps. So Lisa Marie had a guy named Justin, and he's like, hey, I'm sending my affiliate link out and it's not working. So I took, less than a couple of minutes. I actually did screenshots, signed up underneath him with a dummy account, and then sent the screenshots to him. Right after I did that, his very next thing was, well, now can you show me how to make money? It's like they're just like, some of them are just parrots. But what it's like is it's avoidance activity. You'll always know when you're not connecting with strangers, doing what you're supposed to, that you dislike, that makes you uncomfortable, that you're not great at, but you soon will be. It's this whole thing of us doing everything but what we're supposed to do to get good at what the hell we're doing.
Right.
And so when you see yourself doing avoidance activity, call them on it. So I just said, if you go up in our chat, you've asked me numerous times on how to make money. Do you think that I'm going to answer differently? So I do feel like I got to call them on the mat. And another thing, you guys will, if you guys have got a Nigerian group or an African group, they're all the same way. And it's like, they'll say hi to me. And what I'll do is I'll leave 7 highs in a row. And I go, here's the highs for the week. And I'm just like, you don't need to say hi to me all the time. You don't need to ask me how I'm doing all the time. So that's why I have that graphic, how are you doing? I put blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. I post that and I said, every time you want to know how I'm doing, just go back to this chat. And I mean, back to this graphic. And some of you might think that sounds maybe a little harsh, but bottom line, if I'm sorting them, I'll even say in an audio, listen, Katie, there's 2 groups of people that I'm talking to constantly. One group is still contemplating to consider to evaluate. They want to talk to their parakeet or dog. And it's just this constant avoidance activity because they're not willing to do what they know they should do. You know what to do. Me and Mary were talking about this today. She left me a very nice message just going, for one of the first times in my life, I know thinking, what should I do and how should I do it? And I have it. You haven't left anything out. I know exactly what to do, when to do it. I feel confident in doing it. Now I just know I got to work on that second part of my mind that's always getting an avoidance activity, to not make it a priority to actually get good at something. Because I promise if you guys make a priority and you say, listen, this is so important to me that this is the amount of time that I'm going to spend doing this, and there's no No, there's no bullshit. There's no excuses. There's no avoidance activity that's going to happen during this time. The first thing that your body's going to fight is not doing it at that time. See, the reason that your mind will fight that is if you can postpone the time that you're supposed to get good at something that you suck at, now you blew it off. See what I mean? And if you notice, if you make a priority, and everyone always says, well, I'm just having a hard time doing that. No, welcome to lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Because
And
Katie,
yeah.
you made decisions that you felt were right for you at the time. You said, listen, I'm good at this government stuff. They're going to give me a job. I'm going to step back in for a little while. There was no way that you were late the first day. Because you went, all right, this is temporary. This is going to be temporary, something I can do so I can alleviate some pain and some stress. And so you step in and guess what? Now you made that a priority. As soon as you made it a priority, there's not a doubt whether or not Katie's going to fucking be good at it. See, that's not the thought of whether or not I'm going to do it or do it right or have people glad that I'm doing it. No, you just went bam and made it a priority. And now your ass is up every morning at the same time because you said, this is what I'm going to do. As soon as you can do that in this business and be willing to say, I got to do the mundane over and over and over to get good at trusting my instincts and connecting with a stranger. And how fast can I compress time to figure out whether or not this is the right person at the right time? And
Okay,
when you guys master that, then all of a sudden it's the priority and nothing gets that time anymore. Because it makes a shitload of money and it gives you a lot of freedom. It's like, I don't get up every day going, maybe I should not do what I'm supposed to do, so I got to go back and get a job.
Right. December 31st is right around the corner, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm out. Peace. Anyway. So my question is, I'm kind of just evaluating in my mind. So I'm doing things the certain way. I'm reaching out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gifting. I'm asking the questions. They're joining. And then in that process of after joining, that's when I start getting maybe I should be spending a little bit more time with them before I share the affiliate link. But if they say, yeah, me, I send them the link and then they enroll.
No.
Never really get a chance to.
It's like, we're all adults on this, recorded or not recorded. I mean, right. We're all adults. So the people that see this later. But if you and I were dating each other, Katie, right? There's this thing that you do called romance.
Right.
Right. And if there was something that you did or I did in the flirting campaign where we felt like the other one wasn't reciprocating,
sure,
it's done. Isn't it funny? It's like, hey, this one's not going to work.
I'm realizing that after they sign up as an affiliate.
That's okay, though.
How do I realize that before they sign up as an affiliate?
You can't.
There's no way.
There's no way. So my first thing is getting them to become an affiliate is just one of the, for lack of better words, hoops that they got to go through to actually warrant my time. If you guys could switch your paradigm and your framing that you guys are not begging people to get into this. What does a person have to do to deserve Katie's frickin' time?
You come in as an executive at least.
Yeah. So
this is business.
What I do is when
tell me that you're real and I'll work with you.
If a person becomes an affiliate, I congratulate them. And immediately my next step is a Zoom to show them a theoretical example.
Okay. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah. So I got to get them in maximum dream mode to get them excited to introduce me to the people that normally would be on their chicken list. That is my freaking magic. Candace Burt Davis was because I did a theoretical example with Stanisha Graham.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
And she gave me Candace, and Stanisha went to another company.
Right.
So I made millions off
okay.
Candace Burt Davis because I got Stanisha to put me on a Zoom with five of her leaders, the people that she thought was the best.
So then in my mind right now, I'm saying to myself, they sign up as an affiliate. I congratulate them. We hop on a Zoom real quick and we go into just connecting, dreaming. What are you going to do with your first paycheck? What goals do you have? What does your perfect day look like? I have
How
no
is this
problem
going to
talking
make you
about all of
feel?
that, but I think my own step that I'm missing is that follow-up connecting one-on-one for, they'll call you on Facebook Messenger at 4 a.m. They don't care.
Right.
They're ready to talk and see your face. But I'm like, what are we doing? Why am I keep taking your video calls if you're not going to work?
Yeah. And get this. What Amway used to call it is how many times did you show the plan? So if you guys know old school language of network marketing, it would be, when are you going to show me a game plan? When are you going to show me a game plan on how I can get my first check, how I can get in profit, how can I leave my job, how can I get what I told you, get out of debt? It's like, it's the game plan. So they just shortened it up, and Dexter Yeager would always say, the box that I want to see is how many plans did you show? The rest of the network marketing world, in my opinion, screwed that up and called it a presentation or an hour of fucking facts on the product. That's where the rest of the network marketing companies will never see $8 million because of that one mess up.
Yeah, I've pretty much just figured out when people are going to ask me about the products, I'm just going to simply say, like, that would be like me explaining to you all the products in Amazon. Like,
Bingo.
I'm not focused on the products. Get
Bingo.
a free account, go explore the marketplace, and let's chat. Like,
yep.
Whatever. Okay, that helps.
Yeah, because if you get good, that's what I did with Joshua Daramella. That's what I did with Candace. The theoretical example that I gave to Joshua Daramella, where I said, now we really got a dream. And he said, well, and he said a majority of the people in our country live on government property. We're sort of like squatters. And he said, so if I could ever buy a piece of land and build my mom and my siblings a home, that would be the greatest day of my life. Well, what do you think kept his ass in for 3 years before he found Mosh? Me reminding him of that theoretical example.
Yeah.
So how many people did he sign up as a free affiliate that did fucking nothing?
I'm excited. I'm just so excited to grow and like just make it all. This is exciting. This is good.
Yeah, and like I did at the event, I am going to pull off looking into the camera and acting like I'm talking to a individual, and sort of in a way go, so now you're in profit. You made $300. You covered your product and you got $100 profit. What are you going to do with that? How would that make you feel? I'm gonna try to get into a mentality that people can feel like they're talking to the video and they don't understand how I'm responding to their answers that I'm not hearing.
Genius.
And the reason why is I've tried to do it numerous times, like you're a voyeur and you watch me do this to Sandy. And it's like, because of Sandy, yeah, Katie,
I'm too immature for this shit, Robert. Don't.
Okay.
I am way immature. Don't.
Yeah, and so it's that kind of, when people see that, I notice that they don't interact.
But I love that you did that example on stage at convention.
Yeah,
with that one beautiful lady, and she was so sweet. But that was powerful.
Yeah, that was at a
The View
A
or
mastermind. A
Mastermind?
Yeah.
I've been to so many events. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I can't even
And
remember which one it was.
so we're going to find a way. How people normally figure out how to do the theoretical example is watching me do it with another person on a Zoom, and that kind of deal. And so I know when we first connected, you've had some of your girls on but that's the missing piece. The missing piece is how can you turn into their frequency and get them to feel and get excited about you helping them with their future.
I have a favor to ask. Would you be open to recording one of your next Zooms that you do with a new affiliate and sharing with the inner circle? Like record a
hell
Zoom?
yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah. And because that's what my mentor did to me. And when I've done it to people that are now part of the 67 that have made over $1 million in commissions.
Melody.
I had Melody so pegged on a theoretical example. And it was like just to see that she's like human being, just like you and I. And she would get in these dark places, or she would have people, the hardest part about getting a theoretical example is, again, you want this more for people that you love. So the other hang up in watching someone go through is this whole concept that that people won't participate in their own rescue, and you want this so fucking bad for them. And they just can't feel it or see it. You can't get them, you can't get them to dream. You can't get them to emotionally get attached to the vision that you're creating for them.
Oh my gosh. And I've got a testimony to Melody because, with her training with you and everything, she pulled me out of some dark places when we were coaching. Wow. Like you trained that girl and she listened and she took everything that you taught her and she just poured into me. So with you just sharing that, it reflects some of the hard conversations that I had with her and my personal breakthroughs and all of my tears and all of my blah.
Good.
So, okay.
Yeah. And when you invest in another human being like that, it's not that they're going to get it, or they do get it, but both ways are very fulfilling. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you how many people I've helped, Katie, over the years of doing this that never got network marketing with me, never ever did any of that. But then they'll reach out to me months or even years later and go, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have got this. There's this guy that, because of him reading my book and him going through all the stuff that we do, he decided to start his own vendor business. And he's like overseas in Europe and just kicking ass.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he calls me all the time and he's going like, oh my God, I would have never did this. I would have never reached out and started. But he said as he was going through the greatest miracle in the 6-phase meditation and really was visionarying his life, he said it just came to him so fast and so quick. And he goes, I just thought I would do this entrepreneurial thing first, and then it caught fire, because of course it caught fire,
Sure.
So that's really, really cool.
I love you. I love everybody.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
Katie, thank you so very much. Appreciate you. All right. Dee Dee Austin is up next. So Dee Dee, why don't you go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. It was fantastic to hug on my Robert Hollis. It was fantastic. And I want to say a couple of different things. I have 3 things to say. The first thing is I'm kind of like Katie, like, I need to get my butt in gear, right? Get in gear. And I started friending people and just, really doing better on happy birthdays and chatting with people. Sometimes I share a gift, but so far the people that I shared a gift with were kind of like for Agmandino and The Secret. So I'm still working to to figure out the gift for me to share.
Okay.
But because I want to share your book, right? But I have it on Audible. I have both of your books on Audible, and I don't know how to share them where it's spoken, right? Because I know you have the free PDF. So, but I want to say this, Robert. I watched Jefferson Santos yesterday, and I was like, let me see what he does that's different than Robert. And when he said, you know, to qualify for the trip, it's X amount of 1Ks, right?
Right.
And I said to myself, how can you make 1Ks the way Robert does it? So here's what I did, and you can slam me to the wall. Everybody, everyone that has given me love on my post, because you know, I have two, one of you and Terry, now one of Chris, different family, like I said, MDC, La Familia, MDC style. So if they liked it or gave a thumbs up, either in my stories or on Facebook proper, then what I do is go back to them and say, I did this today and yesterday, or today. Hey, thanks for the love on my post. I really appreciate you. And then I say, consider shopping with me, right? Because I have it up there on Facebook. I'll say, consider shopping with me. Just enroll in a free affiliate account. Affiliate is to share in case you start referring, or a customer account in case you want gift cards for free products. Ironically enough, today a person did make a free account. And so I just looked at it like that's a sorting feature, right? Because if they will make a free account, okay, that's a sort. So then I know that lady's interested in pre-roll. She doesn't know what it is. I told her, I know they're going to introduce something, but I don't know what it is. And I haven't had a second since I got back to even talk to her, but she did do as she was told, right? So then the next sort is, hey, did you watch the video that comes with the link, right? Yes or no, you're sorting yourself again. Here's the product that you're interested in, go ahead, but let me show you this theoretical example from my mentor. I want to share this video with you. It's 9 minutes. Well, one is 30 and one is 9. And that's I just changed my mind to be like, Robert is right. This is the way you sort yourself out. And if everybody doesn't want to build the business, I could care less. You can shop all day. That puts me closer to Jamaica, right?
Right. Well, another thing too, Dee Dee, is always think that in a like, if you think about it like sales, you've always been bold and honest enough to talk about your strong sales background. Is in a perfect scenario, always think of what would be the best outcome. The best outcome would be for the individual to become an affiliate and build a group of 1,000 people. 10,000 people, 20,000 people. So if that's the best case scenario, that you end up finding someone like Robert Hollis, when I got involved 37 years ago, that I just, okay, you want me to get 72 people to watch this video? That's what I'm going to do. And I just do that, right? So understand that would be the perfect outcome. What if you led with the money and the person wasn't interested in the money? Could you go back to the product?
Absolutely.
See, that's what that is the when like me, I'm always going to be leading with money, and the person goes, no, I'm not interested in that or whatever. And then I can go, well, listen, like Amazon, you just be a customer and, get, check out the products and support me. See, it's not that. Yeah, it's just like I want to lead with the best outcome that I want. And when they're not, if they sort themselves, does that mean that I don't at least talk about the product? Of course I would. You know what I mean? Right. But I'm just going to send them a link. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll just send them a link on the pre-rolls What's my refer link behind it? You know what I mean? But this is after they told me no to earning income and becoming an affiliate.
Okay. Okay.
See how I don't lead with that? I lead with the money, and then I backdoor them, with the product. Oh, by the way, if you know anybody, I still do the side door approach all the time. I thought it was fascinating that, when they had the panel up there with Jenna and Judy and Barb and Amy and I think I forget who else, Amy and
Barb Miller, Jenna, Judy, and Ian. I don't know.
but
Ian,
it was
yeah.
yeah.
Alicia.
Oh
Kinsa.
yeah, Alicia, right. Yeah. When I seen them, there was one thing that she said that I thought was really powerful, because it's the way I do the business.
Mm-hmm.
She said, now listen, because you don't want to be straight in someone's face saying, are you a partaker? And because you don't know them. She said, I would suggest, oh, by the way, do you know of anyone that does partake?
Right.
And I was going like, yeah, that's the way you do it. You ask people if they know anyone that would be interested in these products, because that way they're not, throwing themselves under the bus. I think it's funny, all the stuff that people do, but we don't want everyone to know all the stuff that people do.
Right.
Because you don't know who's going to hang you out to dry. You know what I mean? It's like, it is crazy.
Okay, so my second thing is I happen to be at my pool with a bunch of Candace's people, which I'm one, I guess. I mean, actually, she was trying to figure out, because he said the guy that I'm on his team, he actually quit, but his thing is still there. So she was like, I gotta think about this. But anyway, we were at the pool, not with Candace. I love Candace, right? I adore her.
I love Candace.
And they were talking to me, the ladies, and I said, well, I really want you guys to get on Saturday with Robert. I said, because I had 10 people, a bunch of people in freaking Kenya, and they all quit because they said it doesn't work. No, it works. That's wrong. And then one person goes, tell me more. And I said, he leads with the opportunity, not the product. And I when I used to post liquid lipo and blah, 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 other people can't do that. I can do it. I don't care. I sell. Like you said, I'm a salesperson. That's how I make my money. I make in the top 10% of income. I am a salesperson.
You've been over rejection. Rejection to Dee Dee is a challenge.
Right.
Rejection to Dee Dee is a challenge. It's like, no, I really wouldn't be interested in this. And Dee Dee's like, oh yeah,
watch this
watch this angle.
You just don't know you're interested. When I get done with you, you were going to be begging me. But anyway, the ladies were like, a couple of them were like, what? Tell me more. And I said, remember, it's not what you can do. It's not what you can do. It's what duplicates. And that is where we get hung up, is getting the person downstream from us to do the side door approach or any approach, right? So one lady was like, oh, I'm getting on Saturday. Hold on, wait a minute. I said, I'm going to leave you guys because I am following his, I go, just what he did on stage.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to tell you that. And then this is going to be funny. Okay. For whatever reason, I don't know. This lady was advertising like we do, marketers do.
Right.
And the post was, are you making endless friends with people you don't know? Are you one of those creepy people? Did your people tell you this? So one lady says in the comments to the lady that's posting this ad, I thought you really wanted to help me, but when I click the free PDF, it takes me to a paywall. So the lady says that, right? And I say to the lady, because the lady who's advertising comes back in and she says, Oh, yeah, I'm sorry for the confusion. There is a paywall, blah, blah. So this is about a week ago. So today I said to the lady, hey, I really hope you're successful in your business and you don't have to pay. Go to Robert Hollis on YouTube. I go, not only will he teach you how to do it, he's going to show you how much he's made on occasion, not 36 years ago, today. And I said, not trying to be disrespectful to this lady, but the lady seemed like she was genuinely wanting to make her business work. And I said, there are teachers who are hugely successful, or teacher, and he will not only show you what he's done, he will also tell you who he's helped to duplicate what he's done. I said, I sent her a kiss, the kiss on Facebook, and I said, best of luck to you. I just wanted to encourage her, right?
Thank you. And when you do find the right people at the right time, I had some leaders come up to me at this event. And again, when they're ready. But I've had a number of people that came up to me and they go, man, my volume has gone down for a year straight. And I got to try something different. And I said, well, like you tell people, don't try anything, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it, so it's I really appreciate you, Dee Dee. It was a blessing to see you at the convention as well.
Thank you. So if that lady, who knows, she might want to come and be on my team. I was like, my mentor will train you. You don't have to be in our same business. On Saturday, it's open to the public.
Yeah, I there was one of our people in Hungary pulled somebody off the beach in Miami and got her to go to the last day of the convention. And I'm like, I thought that was pretty interesting. She was like, she went to the last day of the convention and I met her outside and she was like, I still don't know what this is. And my response is always, do you want to know?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I ask people, do you want to get it?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't woohoo me. Don't give me a fake woohoo. This sounds awesome.
Well, I just wanted you to know, to me, my thing was a win to just tell people it's not confusing.
It's not. It's not.
A link, click the link, make a free account, let's go.
Yeah. Also what you got to start doing, all of you, is changing to a new way to do the business is difficult. That's you just bullshitting yourself. It's totally you doing, well, it's going to take a long time. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
it's like, you look at things in your life, the one paradigm that I haven't used in a long time is if I put you guys all in a state of imagination and you just imagine this. And first of all, I want to say this is not going to happen to you. All right. But, there are people that show up to their place of work and there's chains on the door and it's just locked up. And so, Toys R Us, our Lehman Brothers, we see this all the time, right? So imagine that you go to your work and the doors are locked and it says, hey, if you need any questions, ask me, right? And so they reach out to you, and Dee Dee, I'll use you as the example here. And they say, listen, Dee Dee, we just decided to move the location of our place where we're all coming in. And we're moving to a new office in Texas. And we're going to double your commissions, but we're only going to work with people that are going to be in that location.
Yep.
So we're not looking for everyone. And you guys know, because you've heard stories of this, of how many people go, oh my God, where did Dee Dee go? Oh, she got a new job in Texas. She left to Texas. That was all done in what? A split-second decision.
Yep.
And like Dee Dee would go back to the people that are in her family and go, we're moving to Texas, yes or no? Draw the Ben Franklin close, draw a piece of paper down. I'm doubling our income, pros, cons, we're going to leave our friends, we don't get to eat at our favorite restaurant. Maybe the cost of living is more expensive. That's why they're doubling my commissions. But you go down the whole list, and when you make a decision, there's people that show up and relocate to the new Texas location and people that don't.
Right.
And so isn't it amazing when we make that decision, like me going, I guess I'm going to go to trade school. It's like you make the decision and you just make it freaking happen. Like, it's all this stuff that we put in our mind. I've always sold, or I've always led with the product. Now Robert wants me to lead with the business. I can't do it. Oh my God. It's just me and Craig. We talked about this in a video. I wrote it on my list here, but I used to talk about it's no different than, we can't even talk about people having CD players anymore.
Right. The kids are like, what?
Which is another thing that changes, right? You know what I mean? It's like, but hitting an eject button for a CD, pulling it out and putting another CD or DVD in is just a decision.
Yeah.
There's no reason to put a new CD or a new DVD in and just going, God, I wish the old movie that I liked would play on this. And I know this is a total side statement, but Matt's been talking about some of the stuff that we could do, which would be watching a movie and then going through it. Terry and I went back to our hotel room on Sunday night, and as soon as we got in the room, she was just going through channels, and we got to watch the last part of Field of Dreams. And I was like, I was just wording it, you know what I mean? And there was parts that I know that I would remember while I was watching it. But, whether you watched it or not, I just forgot the part where it just seems, and I don't want to ruin the movie for people that haven't seen it, but it just dawned on Kevin Costner that everyone got what they were supposed to get except him. That's such a great scene. So they say to the black writer, why don't you come with us into the cornfield? And he's like, what about me? And they go, what about you? And I really believed if he didn't humble himself and step away from it, that he wouldn't have got the ultimate gift that he got. You know what I mean? Because it's like, listen, I'm the one that paid the most. I'm the one that gave up the most. I'm the one that went through the most shit. What about me? What about frickin' me? And I just thought that was so powerful, as that was the part of the movie that you could have seen. If they would have just granted his wish, he wouldn't have got the ultimate wish that he got at the end. And I just went, how many of us say that we're doing this for other people, but we consistently are thinking with the mind, what's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
What's in it for me? When do I get a check? When do I get a rank advance? What about me? What if you could erase that thought? Because I can change the paradigm for all of you in a blink of an eye. How many of you would like a super affiliate on your left side and a super affiliate on your right side? 2 million in volume, 20%, $200,000 a month. Now, what if I would give that to you? 2.2 million a year. But I said before you sign the contract, you're never going to be recognized for more than a 1K.
I don't care. I don't care.
Another thing that you can't do is when they walk across the stage to get their awards, you're never allowed to say, that person is in my group.
I don't care. I don't care. How about the glory?
that's when you start realizing maybe you got a little bit of selfishness in there someplace. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no, I'd want to walk as a super affiliate. I'd want to walk at the top person. I'd want to get the trophies. I want to build my brand around it and say, listen, here's two people that are millionaires that I introduced to the business. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, is it this or is it that? So Dee Dee, thank you so much. I love you. Love you and appreciate you.
Love you. Thank you.
You bet.
Dee Dee, thank you so very much. Robert, we've got two more people with their hands raised, Sandy and Anthony. Get them in.
Please.
All right. Well, Sandy, you were first before Anthony, so you're coming up, Anthony. Sandy, go ahead, open up and share with us.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Because I know that I would never ever remember this. So when you're talking to all these people and you're going through their, 5K, how would that make you feel? Da 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 da. How do you keep track of all of that?
More detail. Keep track of what?
How do you keep track of what their dreams are so that you can revert back to them if you need to, or do you not revert back to them?
Great question. Have I ever done a Zoom with any of you? A personal Zoom? Did I record it and send you a copy? That's how I do it.
Okay.
So I tell them at the beginning, Sandy, listen, if you don't mind, I'm going to record this because I want you to focus on what I'm sharing with you instead of taking notes. Okay. And if you don't mind, I'm going to record it, but you're the only one that gets to see it.
Got it. Okay.
Then I take that Zoom and I load it up on Google Drive and I send them the link.
That's good to know because I was thinking, okay, how am I going to make down this Google Doc so I can keep everything in there? And then, okay.
Yeah.
That helps. That helps a lot. That
and
was
now,
all my,
and now that we got Matt on here, you know what I mean? Eventually when you guys want to really take the next step, you could actually take that video and have AI watch it and it'll summarize the whole video.
Oh.
So yeah, it's but I know that not everyone has retention the way I have it. God made my retention very, very, it's like one of my superpowers. You know what I mean? So I feel with them when I get them to have an aha moment and it makes them emotional. And so for that reason, I seem to remember those.
Okay.
Sandy. So, when you and I have had conversations and I bring up the things that I know that you want to accomplish in your life. And I know that this guy gives a shit. Yeah, why would he want to remember that stuff about me? Well, because you're special. That's why. Good question. Did that help you?
Yes, that did. That helped a lot. Thank you so much. That was my only question.
Yeah. And believe it or not, when people, we're not always running at a 10 or an 8 as far as energy and frequency. It is always freaking cool to, hey, Sandy, I haven't heard from you in a while. Did you remember this video? That's all I say. And so now they get to click on the video and hear themselves talking about what they want. It's like, God dang it. It puts them right back into the mind state that they were.
Okay.
If there's any video, any song or video, you guys know this, significant emotional events. We call them also pops, a point of passion. So that's why certain songs and certain things bring you back to where you were when that was whatever was happening. Yep. It's like people, when you get them to go into their heart and not talk with their head.
Right.
You get them to come from their heart. They will go through the same emotions rewatching the videos that you were talking about.
Okay. I got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sandy, thank you so very much. Appreciate that. And Mary, I'm going to ask, did you still want, Robert, Mary did raise her hand and then she lowered it, but if she still wants to, do we have the time?
No, I hit my elbow on my mouse. So
Okay.
Well, I hope your mouse didn't get their back broken. You know what I mean?
I hope not either. No, I got all my questions answered today with Robert. So thank you.
That's great.
All right.
So
Very good.
Anthony, how close is mommy?
Well, we went to the doctors today, and first off, the mother and the baby are doing fine. The sonogram is great. And if she doesn't go in naturally, they are going to be inducing her by next Saturday. Next Saturday,
Wow.
yeah, next Saturday will be 39 weeks, and so between now and next Saturday, so pretty much I'm on baby watch. I'm working from home until then, and plus I go on my paternity leave so I can help out with the baby around the house. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, but thank you for asking for the
Yeah,
update.
do you have a name already?
Yeah, well, we have a couple of names because we don't know the gender.
Oh wow, good for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, how many surprises, good surprises, are we going to get in life? So if it's a boy, it's going to be Matthew Anthony. If it's a girl, Liliana Victoria.
Beautiful names.
And
Beautiful.
then, thank you. And this baby already one up me because I don't have a middle name. But I knew Matthew would love that
we
name.
try to. Hey, the goal is to try to make the next generation better, Anthony. So that's really cool.
I feel like as a parent, you want to give a better life than what you had. Not to say that, my parents, they didn't give me a happy, sustainable life, but I feel like there's always ways that we can make it better. And I hope to do that for our child.
Yeah, I had my mentor got me to say this out loud many times, is that if my parents weren't who they were, I wouldn't be who I am. So I can talk about all the negative stuff and trauma and all the crap that I went through. But man, I feel like I definitely broke the chain and I overcorrected for, it's like I do everything for my children. I want them to just be happy. Every time Matt asks me, hey, what can I do for you today? I need you to be happy about the future. I need you to be excited about impacting and changing some people's lives. So that's pretty cool.
That's great. So my question was, and we kind of chat about this in the past, maybe last week or so, the people that I'm coming across that I'm trying to sort out whenever I send them a friend request and I send them a voice message for them to reach out to me. I'm looking forward to connecting with them. The people that I find that I'm connecting to are either they don't know anybody that needs to make extra money online, or B, they're not interested to look at anything that I have to offer, or they're not interested to watching a video. And that's all fine and dandy because it's part of the sorting process. I get that.
Right.
But is there a sorting process as far as what places or what groups on Facebook that I should be focusing on besides the make money from home? Because I've joined a couple of Facebook groups where there are, make money as a single parent, or, stay at home moms or dads. And I feel like I'm going to be, in common with these people because I'm going to be a dad soon. But I just feel like the people that I'm getting, either they don't have the resources, they don't have the right mindset. So I was wondering, what other places on social media should I be kind of looking for to get the right people?
Me personally, I've never still to this date have done groups, even though I learned so much from Mary Valchek. I mean, I watch her deal and I'm just going like, my God, I love when, when you're a critical thinker and you're trying to solve a problem, it was neat to watch her do what she said. If you go back to any videos that Terry and I did, I always used to have her around when I did. If you just put in YouTube and go to my channel and put in the search friends, I always talk about being a part of a community of people that a lot of people love to be around, like, Jay Shetty or Gary Vaynerchuk or, Rhonda Byrne, The Secret. I'm always finding pages that have millions and millions and millions of views, and people that are currently making incredible heartfelt comments on their posts because they're active, they're new. You know what I mean? And so they might have 1 million followers, but who's really engaged?
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I get my leads from two places. One, I'll go to those pages, I'll make a heartfelt message on that page, waiting for people to thumb up it or say any comments on that heartfelt comment. And then underneath there, I'll find other people that have made heartfelt comments and then reach out to them. And how I reach out to them is I don't do a friend first. If I seen a comment with you, Anthony, I would put in there, I really loved your comment. I agree 100%. You know what I mean? And actually start the deal in there and then say, do you mind if I send you a direct message or a private message? And when they say yes, then I'll actually delete that post where I asked them and then go directly to it and form a connection that way. So the only reason that I haven't done what Mary did is because I still can find endless context. And because you guys are the inner circle and you've been around a lot, I mentally in my vision see myself attracting people that I can help them change their lives. So it's not, when I connect on these pages, it's not like I'm connecting just to go through the numbers. When I'm going through the sandbox, I know I'm going to find a gold piece. I know I'm going to find a diamond. And I just keep digging until I find it. So I've worked so good at constantly being excited about the outcome I'm going to get, that digging the sand and getting, sand underneath my nails or getting tired or having my arms hurt, I could give a shit about that. It just really doesn't bother me at all to do that. So that's the way I still do it. Like, I don't know if I've ever shared, I could grab it for you guys, but one time on a PDF, I just put down all the people that have ever spoke for Secret, including Larry King, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, and then all the people that had ever been on The Secret, including the followers of Abraham Hicks. And I mean, when social media was just starting, for me, I remember anyone that was on The Secret also had their own coaching or their own meditation or their whatever. So I knew that if people were being exposed to the Bob Proctors or the John Maxwells of the world, or Jay Shetty would be a new one, So if people are following Jay Shetty, they're pretty much trying to change their attitude and the way they think about the world. This just seems to me to be just a little better person to approach, because they're learning to think optimistically and they're believing in this manifestation that if they actually dream it, that the universe is going to conspire for them to make it happen. So you got the whole group that just thinks that's bullshit. I'm not on those pages. Matt tells me, he's a younger generation. So I guess there's a whole Reddit of people that hate network marketing. I just wouldn't be interested in getting on Reddit and talking in that group. Now people go, well, that sounds stupid. Why would you do it? Well, again, not being for me personally, without throwing shade or negativity, I have never reached out to anybody ever in LinkedIn and got a good result. It's like, I just believe that people that go to LinkedIn have an agenda of why they're on LinkedIn. It's like, listen, I'm a professional. I got shit going on, and I'm interested in you helping me get my shit on. It is like, it's like they're just not open at all. You know what I mean? So, you know, I got like 7,000 followers on LinkedIn, and every one of them, you know, hi, Robert, nice profile. Oh, by the way, wham. You know, it's like they got it set up on auto feed that, you
Yeah.
know, it's like they don't even have to talk to you. It's pitch time. And so, you know, again, if I was going to learn to market on LinkedIn, that wouldn't just be my group of people.
Right.
So people that are focused on creating whatever they're creating, and I don't know if you guys seen that one post, I thought it was just amazing, where, you know, the saddest people on the planet right now are daydreamers that won't execute. Oh my God, every time you talk to them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to hit this rank, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to prove it to these people. And then it's like, well, how many people did you show the plan to? How many people did you show the theoretical example on how they're going to get their first check? I don't do that. It's like, all right, good luck with that. So yeah, Anthony, I'm so happy for you and your wife, and you definitely will be in my prayers, you and your family, and your everyone that sends me a birthday notice or shows me it. The first thought I have in my mind is miracle in motion.
Definitely, for sure.
Miracle in motion, from the second they're born to seeing that miracle, to watch how they're, you know, they bring in all this information. It's it's the coolest thing ever. And of course, I got one of them on here. So I did the whole Lion King thing, you know.
And going back to LinkedIn, it's funny that you mentioned that, because yes, LinkedIn, I would have loved to use LinkedIn, but because it's so tied to, you know, everybody in my company is on LinkedIn. So if they ever
Right.
saw what I did, then yes, I would get into a lot of trouble, probably even be terminated. But the messages uh, that I would get every day. Now I'm a CPA, senior property accountant, so I'm always getting constant, like those automated messages that you mentioned, Robert, where they say, "Oh, we took a look at your profile. It's so, you know,
We're gonna get you
amazing."
endless clients that want your stuff, Anthony. Just
Yeah, they try to recruit me. I mean, they're recruiting agencies. They want me
right.
to, you know, work for other companies because they feel that my profile is a good fit.
Yeah.
So by me doing nothing on that platform, I'm still getting messages, you know, people wanting to get to know me and are looking for me. So I've always been trying to find ways to duplicate that on Facebook, but obviously on Facebook I have to do some work. And that's
Right.
where my content comes into play, because you know that I'm very big on posting content, whether it's
Yeah.
written or videos. Is there anything in my content that I should be focusing more of or saying to attract the right people, and not, you know, the dead bees that just don't have
Well,
resources?
here it is in a nutshell, and this is $1 million worth of information that Matt and I paid to some of the best coaches in the world. So whether it was Russell Brunson or Frank Kern or Brendan Burchard, we paid the very, very, very best. And it all comes down to this: who is your ideal avatar? So when you're first thinking about who would be the perfect freaking affiliate for you. And I'm glad that you asked this question, because everyone would go, see, if you have a true vision of what the perfect affiliate would be for you, it would be someone that already worked on personal development. Maybe they, you know, have already made $200,000-$300,000 a year. So they have some confidence. They have some belief in themselves. They got a center of influence. They're coachable. And so when you bring them into the MDC fold, it seems like they just don't want anything to do with you. They know there's people that make $1 million+ a year in this, and that's going to 5x their income. And they just jump in and frickin' fly up the ranks, just like I did. So, you know, I hit the top of my first company before a year. And I've never done it before. And we didn't have any of the tools that we had today because I was just like Jim Rohn. It was just all freaking numbers for me. And I wanted to get people excited to introduce me to who they thought was an 8, 9, and 10. If there's anything that I do, Anthony, that I wish that I could just take a stick and knock you on the forehead and you would go, you would have such a aha moment. It's an interview that I did with Ray Higdon where I seen him snap in the interview, because everyone goes, Robert, you talk to people and you ask them who they know and blah, 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 blah. And, Ray Higdon goes, Robert, to be brutally honest with you, I teach against this shit. This is not the way to do the business. And so he got me to explain it to him, and you watch him have the aha moment. And it's just because, I have a way of doing parables and examples. And here's the one that I used in the interview. Mm-hmm. I said, so I'm down in Fort Lauderdale, and let's say that I seen someone on the side of the road that was selling something that I wanted to buy. And I just go, I can't believe it. Let's call it a Harley. You know what I mean? And so as soon as I see it, I go over and this guy's like, I can't believe it. He says, the judge ordered me in my divorce that I need to sell the bike and give half the money to my wife. And I go, so what do you want for it? I want $10 for it. You just happen to be the first damn person. And you got a clean title to it? Yeah. I want to sell it for $10 so I can give my freaking wife $5. You know what I mean? And so just imagine something crazy, right? So then I said to Ray, I said, so imagine me calling Jessica because you're not home, your wife. And I say, Jessica, listen, I just bought a Harley, and can I store it in your garage until I get a transporter down here next week to pick it up and bring it back to Yellowstone? I go, I'm almost guarantee you that she would say, well, why don't you get a storage facility? You see what I mean? Because I hit her directly. Hey, Jessica, can I park a Harley in your garage? Mm-hmm. No. I said, on the other hand, if I called up Jessica and I said, hey, Jessica, I really need you to do me a huge favor. I'd really appreciate it. Well, what do you need? Well, I got a deal of a lifetime on this motorcycle, and I just need a place to put it for a few days until I get a transporter to come down. Oh, you could put it in our garage, no problem. And it hit him that it was the way that I talked to Jessica that got her to give up the garage instead of me asking for the garage. And I'm telling you, Anthony, it is a human part of who we are. You ask somebody, hey, Anthony, what are you doing Saturday? Why? I need a ride to the airport. Dude, get an Uber. Get a frickin' Uber, man. What time are you taking off in the morning? I got to be there at 6. So you got to pick me up at 5. Robert, I love you. It's not happening. And then you say it in a different way, and it's like, if it's your idea, that's the point I'm trying to get to. When you can get someone to give you their idea on how they're going to make this business work or how they're going to solve your problem, when they take full responsible for their idea, it's their idea and it will go into frickin' action. I don't think I've said that on any training ever. It's the paradigm where they're coming up with the idea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I'm saying, I got to get to the airport. It's freaking early and I'm just stressing right now. I've never done an Uber or ordered a car. And it's like, Anthony's like, da, da, da. What's that noise? I don't know. I just stepped out of a phone booth. I'll pick you up, Robert. I know where the terminal is. I got your back. I'm going to take care of you. I'm like, are you serious? You don't have to do that. No, yeah, I do. It's weird. It's weird how you can get two opposite reactions out of the human being just because of the way that you approach them.
Mm-hmm.
So now with all your sales background, this stuff is something that I picked up from my mentor that I found out later was called neuro-linguistic programming. And I've had people watch me on stage and come up to me afterwards. Holy shit, who did you learn those tie downs from? How did you learn to switch people's frames in a millisecond? Watching my mentor do it. The guy would ask for objections, you know what I mean? And flip them on their head. And I just watched it over and over and over and over again. I didn't know that this was a label or a thing that you would call. And then I know people that have gone through neuro-linguistic programming, and I watch them speak, and they're not interested in all of trying to find how to significantly emotionally affect another human being for change. So it's that whole thing is the drones that you're looking for are not here. And then the robot goes, hey, these are not the drones we're looking for. And, and Luke's like, damn, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We'll teach you this in Jedi school. and it's getting people to realize that you're helping them make decisions that are their decisions. You know what I mean? So when you're doing the theoretical example, you're not feeding them questions that are not theirs. They're saying, now listen, honestly, man, you got $200, you go into your credit wallet, you're probably like me when you first see it, you go, I don't even know if this is freaking real. So you set up the back of your back office and then you put it on withdraw or whatever. And then it shows up in your online banking as pending.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like me, it's still not real. It's the next day when it shows that it's not pending. And I actually used my debit card to spend some of it, and it actually went through. There's little things that we go through on a psychological thing that goes, oh my God, this is for frickin' real.
Right.
That's called a belief payday, right?
Yep.
So once this happens, what are you going to do with your money? And you're always going to see the most generic bullshit because people are not talking from their heart service at all. They're just saying, well, if you gave me an extra $200, and they even said, I probably would, spend it on bills. I got bills. And it's like, whoa, that's exciting. You see what I
feel
mean?
like I would like in my content, yes, I would say, having a business like this can help you pay your monthly bills because it's something that is easily connected. People have bills to pay. People have expenses. So the way that I've been doing
you could even say this though. You could say, why is it that we have residual bills, but not residual pay?
Yeah.
So, think about what people do. And as far as your content, when I see, just go back and forth and again, if you can create the perfect avatar in your mind, now, Anthony, you get to take all your skill and all your knowledge and go, what would be the hook for this perfect avatar? And now I'm going to give you guys my super secret, and then we can be done for the night, right? So if you wrote down, every one of you wrote down your perfect avatar of a person that you would want in your group, right? Here's some things that you can say to yourself that we know is probably true. That avatar, which just for this example, let's say that you could sponsor me front level into MDC. All right. I'm not surfing the web. I'm not scrolling the web. I'm not clicking on ads. I'm not opening emails, Coach Bob. See what I mean? It's like if you want me as an avatar, yeah, I don't even have my fucking phone here. It's nowhere around me. There's only one way that you're going to get me. Only one way. And that's through someone that knows me. Warm market. When I got involved in MDC, there was like 8 or 9 people that reached out to me. You asshole, you told me that you wasn't doing network marketing anymore. And, you know, I could have put together a sweetheart deal for you, multi-million-dollar sign-up contract, flights, you know, travel, all this stuff. I could have put this, yeah, I could have gave you a leg that's already got 10 million in volume in it. You just have to build one leg. And I told them all, I said, you messed up. I am out. My wife isn't out. You guys contacted the wrong person. My wife asked me to help her with her little business. You guys are constantly contacting the wrong dude. And so think that way, Anthony. That's why the theoretical is so important. And that's why I still lead with my old steps to success. I want people to see me logging into my online baking and going, son of a bitch.
That's $100 grand in there.
Yeah. Just look in there and just go, shit. You know, this guy is showing me what he's doing. And I'll sign up as a free affiliate. If I can get connected with this guy and figure out what he's doing, and all I got to do is be a free affiliate, that's like stupid to me. I got an email that I use just for marketing on shit like this. I'm not going to use robert@roberthollis.com. I'm going to put in, please don't contact me at gmail.com. No, I'm kidding. So, Anthony, did that help you?
Yes, thank you, Robert. I have to
Yeah,
go back
so-
to the drawing board as far as my new avatar. Maybe new parents that want to be home watching their kids grow. And not
Yeah.
be at
Yeah.
work.
Here's a tagline for people that are new parents. Never forget that your new daughter or son is going to spell love Time.
I love it.
Okay. So I even had a game plan behind that, Anthony. I did my best and talked to a lot of friends and stuff before I had kids. And I said, when was your very first memory? I mean, really serious memory. And a majority of the people that I talked to said, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. So I wanted to compact and work my ass off before Matthew and Kyle turned 6. So now when you talk to Matthew and Kyle, my younger sons, they don't ever remember me being away.
Because you're always there.
I was always there. Always made them the #1 deal. I told them at any time, Dad can be on a Zoom, Dad could be in a conference, Dad could be on anything. If you walk in my room and you want my time, I will hang up. There's nothing more important than you. And my sons knew that. You know what I mean? And it's neat to have that kind of priority and letting them know all the time that they're the priority in your life. And so, yeah, that's a good place for a new father to close out with my baby's 30. You know, it's like, oh my God, my baby's 30. What the hell? It's like, how old are you, Anthony?
37.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's like you could design your life. Design your life. So it's like, you know, a lot of moms, you know, that's why I know the single mom thing movement has always been strong, because it's like a lot of women don't want to give up their independence and they don't want to be asking their husband if they can have some extra money.
Right.
Yeah, that's brutal. But, you know, the dads of the world are, hey, are you sick and tired? Are you sick and tired of getting up before your kids get up and coming home when they're already asleep? because
Mhm.
you know that you want to provide for them. You just don't know another way.
Very powerful, Robert. Thank you for
You
that.
bet. You bet. So once you find that avatar, you talk to that heart. You know what I mean? And because you find that heart, and then always know that you're doing a theoretical example to get what, because you don't know what a true number of somebody is if it's a scale to 1 to 10. You
Mhm.
know, and so to think, Anthony, that you and I know each other, but we've never done a theoretical for me to get you jacked out of your mind where you introduce me to the best people that you know.
Right.
Why?
I think in my mind that I haven't found the right person to introduce to you to do that. But hopefully, when I do find my perfect avatar and I know what they want and I know how I can get inside their head, I will be able to do that.
Get inside their heart. Find out what they really want. And then you can motivate someone to stay in the game for 3 years until they find a Mosh and a Coach Joshua and put 7,500 people in Nigeria. It's like that's happened to me my whole 37-year career. The one thing that I consistently know is I will find another 50K. I will find another 100K. You know, and they'll just do what they want. If they want to go to 500K and then drop down and then drop down and drop down, I don't care, because I know if I get 1,001Ks, I'm a super.
Mm-hmm. I mean, finding those gems, like you said, sifting through the sand, finding your diamonds and your gold.
Yeah. So, Anthony, before we close, how much time do you spend? I should ask this, 2 weeks from now. If I said to Anthony, hey, Anthony, how much time do you spend going through webinars and clicking on links on social media about different business opportunities?
Well, lately I haven't been clicking on any new business opportunities because I'm so focused on what I'm trying to build here.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect timing. And I have the conviction that the products that I'm marketing, or the idea that there's a better way to shop because I'm doing it myself. I use the products, I have conviction. So the fact that I don't
think about someone trying to pull you or me out of this company.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to talk to them.
Right.
You want to find someone that's really close to Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that you respect, someone that would listen.
Yep.
Because you would go, I'll get on this webinar and talk to this flowered shirt dude just to make sure you don't make a mistake. That's the kind of person Anthony is. So, but other than that, all of you should be always focused on working with people that deserve your time instead of people that need your time. So I appreciate you, Anthony. Let's call a wrap on this. You guys were amazing, and I love and appreciate you. I can't wait to see the announcement.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And wow, Robert, thank you so much for an amazing breakthrough session. Love the way this started. Even better the way it ended. And thank each and every one of you for participating. Shout outs to our participants, of course, Shauna Hancock, Jerome Marshall, Coach Bob, Katie Sanders, Dee Dee Aston, Sandy Baker, Anthony Lombardo, and Matt Hollis. Wow. Thank you so much for being our executive producer, gentleman behind the scenes who puts this whole thing together and makes sure that we get everything going and working right. So thank you all very, very much. If you want to save the chat, go ahead and click on the 3 dots in the chat if you're on Zoom, and then click on Save Chat, and it will download at the end of this presentation so that you can get that. Anthony, I know you're requesting a recording of the meeting. Unfortunately, you got to do that at the beginning because you have to have it as we start. But it is on Zoom. It is on YouTube. So You have everything right there on YouTube or here in Zoom if you download the chat. And all of that information is there. Thank you so very, very much, every one of you. And I'm stalling so that everybody can get the save chat. Anyways, Robert, again, thank you so very much for your time, your guidance, your mentorship, and just for you being you, our dear friend.
Let's put a quick poll in the chat. I'm saying Anthony is going to have a Victoria. Let's all see who's even close. Anthony's going to have a little girl.
I saw so far one.
Whoa.
2 boys, 3 boys, 4 boys, 5 boys.
I think the boys are having it right now.
Going, it's going to be a Matthew.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Victoria.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Okay, Craig, sorry for the interruption.
No, that's fine. It's great. It's great. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We look forward to seeing you very soon next time. Tomorrow going live at noon. And then, of course, Saturday, the AMA Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis at 12 p.m. Pacific Saturday. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Be good to yourselves. Be cash. And bye-bye. I'm going to open up so everyone can say so long. There we go. Everybody's unmuted. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks, Robert. Love you. Appreciate you.
Love you too.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Craig,
Have a good
Mike,
night.
Coach Bob,
Night,
Sean,
Robert.
Jerome,
Bye.
Mary, Matthew,
Thank
John
you.
Tier. Wow, that's a nice pose you got there, John Tier. That's like a Playboy
Chill.
pose there. It's like Randy, Melody, Rebecca, Peter, Linda, Rita,
Oh, now Arthur's doing it too.
Arthur. It was great to see some of you guys there. Peter, Stuart, great. See you guys later. Don, I love you guys.